Okay, I'm hanging out, guys. If you have questions, fire away. Todd, yes, this is technically a two-step URL because I mean, how it works is essentially you click on the link and then like I showed you, they have to click on another link to go to Amazon where they're taken directly to the product. It's a great user experience, but it's definitely a two-step URL. So Fareed, yes, this is technically against Amazon's terms of service. So when it comes to, I would say any desire to improve rank, that would technically be against Amazon's terms of service. So, rebates were like super vilified because, that was the main thing that people were doing. But Amazon knows that we're doing search, find, buy. They know that we're doing, and have done two-step URLs in the past. Those kinds of things. And when I say we, I mean like the Amazon seller community. And so these types of things, if you're going to use them, you have to understand the risk associated with them. Yeah, Boaz. So it's the EasyBot URL. It's our generated link to redirect traffic so that it appears that it's coming from Google. Yeah, so Fareed, I mean, essentially Amazon's really good at scaring Amazon sellers. And, it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, okay, if you don't want to use rebates, you have all those other campaign options that I shared with you. But what we realized in all of our testing wasn't that rebates were getting the results. It was the URL that was getting the results. Right? The URL really was the secret sauce that made the ranking be as effective as it was. Now, can you run those kinds of campaigns without the URL and just send traffic directly to your Amazon listing, or use like a canonical URL or something like that and get ranking benefit? Yes, absolutely. As long as you get sales, but it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a long time. And when you're weighing your white hat options, I would say that essentially, spending a lot of money on PPC to get ranked versus spending a lot of money on external traffic to get ranked over time. We're talking just white hat, no EasyBot URL, no rebates, no anything, search, find, buy. You just kind of have to weigh those costs versus the efficiency and, ease of use of just getting ranked very quickly and getting results, being on your way to being, ranked well on page 1. Urson, while using EasyBot, is there an option to send traffic to an Amazon search result page that is not a two-step URL? I mean, yeah, like with any of our campaigns, you choose the call to action. So if you want to use a canonical URL, or if you want to just give people, we also have like search, find, buy instructions, those types of things. But you own the call to action. Essentially, we're just saying if you want to use the EasyBot URL, this is how you do it. This is how you would plug it into campaigns. Yeah. Tony, thank you. You were really known for ManyChat a few years ago. I'm looking forward to getting you. I'm still known for it, Tony. I speak all the time about these things. I'm looking forward to get to know the software. Yes, so EasyBot sits on top of ManyChat. So that's the way it works, is that we're not replacing ManyChat, at least not yet. And so EasyBot essentially sits on top of ManyChat. ManyChat is like a marketing platform. It's used for any kind of business. It's used, it's very much like a blank canvas in that regard. And EasyBot is specifically for Amazon sellers and Amazon purposes. And so it's like, hey, you don't have to become this expert in using ManyChat and understanding things like tags and custom fields and bot fields and blah, blah, blah. We take care of all of that and just make the installation, setup, and customization of those campaigns really easy. Okay, Andrew, from your experience, have you noticed Google redirect traffic ranks better? Yes, Andrew, it does. It blows search, find, buy out of the water, my friend. It does. When we compare a search, find, buy campaign to the Google redirect, it just It just is, it's faster and it's a better user experience. So you're paying less in, you know, like say you're running a Facebook ad, somebody's interested in like 100% off rebate or, you know, some other offer that you're offering. And then you give them instructions to do search, find, buy. And especially if you're doing a new product launch where you are in no man's land, from a ranking perspective, search, find, buy is like impossible, right? And just regular search, find, buy, Amazon, you know, Amazon products start to look all the same. The user experience, subscribers get distracted. They go off and buy toilet paper. You know, they don't complete the campaign, right? And so you don't get that ranking benefit. So your conversion rates drop. Your ads become more expensive. Those types of things. The EasyBot URL, like you guys saw, takes them directly to the listing where they can buy it, right? There's no searching. There's no hunting around for it. And even with our treasure hunt, like when we would do an add to cart treasure hunt, we would use the EasyBot URL in each instance. So we weren't saying like, go and search for these products. It was like, click here, add this to cart. Okay, great. Now go click here, add this to cart, you know, and that was the way we were able to rank 3 products at once. That one was a good one. All right, Eric, does the EasyBot URL rotate and adapts for each person that clicks, gets a different URL? Yes, they do. I'm asking because Casey Goss told us last year that for simulating Google traffic, we would have to create a number of different links. No, so the EasyBot URL builds in that, you know, the rotate essentially. So not only can you rotate obviously keywords, you can also like it's a unique user session for each link click. I'm gonna like butcher it. My CTO is, you know, obviously smarter than me and you know, builds these things and tells me, you know, I'm like, make it so, and then I have to like regurgitate it. But yes, the answer is yes. It's built into it. It makes it a lot easier. You don't have to do all of these things and rotate a bunch of URLs. It just is one URL and it's built into your. It's all built into it. Hopefully that answers your question. My dog is freaking out. All right. How should we pick keywords we're going to be using for this purpose? That is a great question. Let me grab a training for you that I did all around keyword research using Helium 10. Oh my gosh, dog. It's not my kids that are interrupting me. It's my pets. Keyword research strategies. Let me grab this. Keyword research is a whole thing. So I would say watch that training. I give you like 3 different keyword research strategies, and I would start there. And then email me if you have any other questions. Okay, sorry, you guys. These questions are piling in. I want to make sure I'm getting y'all. So Todd asks, is the URL looking like a paid or organic link? It's looking like organic. Okay. Do you help with building the list for chatbot marketing? Yes, we do. We have, so EasyBot is both a platform, a self-service platform, and then we do have an agency side. So if you're interested in discussing the agency and done for you services, just email me at michelle@easybot.com. We can talk about your options there. But I would never suggest that you just list build outside of another, like, you know, core campaign. I don't want you to build a list and then not have something to offer them immediately, and then just ghost them while you hang out until you have like a product launch or something like that. Okay, Steven, if you have multiple questions, feel free to request to join stage and I can put you on a stage. Yeah. I don't know what you mean by that, Stephen, but I'm happy to do whatever you need. Do whatever you need there. Okay, Elvire, yes, we have done for you services. Andrew, when doing rebates, what platform do you use to rebate them? We have our own PayPal connection inside of EasyBot. EasyBot also has automated rebates built into our platform. Okay. Your service is just the URL, Kunal? No, we have all of those campaigns. We're going to and building out all of those campaigns for you guys to be able to easily use and install. We're going to have a whole catalog of general promotions, seasonal promotions, rebuy campaigns, product inserts. You know, essentially, we just want to help you guys build a list and utilize that utilize that list. And should you want to do ranking with your audience, you can use the EasyBot URL in connection with, any of those types of campaigns. So the platform itself is $97 a month. Yeah. Eric, great. You guys want to see my dog? Toby, come here. I don't know. I think I have a dog and a bunch of cats, and I heard all sorts of ruckus. You guys see him? He's an Australian Shepherd. You having a hard time? And you know what? Honestly, he's been having seizures lately. I kind of wonder if that was going on, which would be super heartbreaking if that was going on while I was on the call. Okay, what if you want to rank for a higher search volume keyword, something? So you can definitely do it. I would just focus on, if you're going to go for like a Godfather keyword, let's say it's like 100,000 monthly searches, focus on just that keyword. I wouldn't do like 5 of those keywords in a campaign. I would go after that one and then a bunch of smaller ones. And then understand that when we say you start at 5 sales per day per keyword, that's a starting point. So we had a seller that was running a ranking campaign during Valentine's week, and they wanted to rank for Valentine gifts for him, Valentine gifts for her, that were both like individually 2 million monthly search volume keywords. Okay. And they were just, and along with their other keywords that they were wanting to rank for. And we were doing, our standard 5 sales per day per keyword, and they weren't getting anywhere with those keywords, right? Because 5 sales a day isn't going to cut it. It doesn't matter how powerful the ranking juice of the URL. You still got to kind of track to the amount of search volume you're dealing with. So if you're wanting those bigger keywords, you're going to have to, drive more traffic or give away more, rebates to be able to rank for those larger keywords. Do you have a connection? Do you have to connect your Seller Central account? Nope. Our rebate campaigns, as well as our general campaigns, are non-API campaigns. We don't have any connection to Amazon anymore. Mitch, can you just clarify more on what is allowed with what you're referring to when you keep mentioning rebates? So the reality is that even though Amazon says these things are against terms of service, people are still doing them. So, and they are still effective in doing them. Rebates still appear to be, organic purchases versus if you are to use, a coupon offer. Coupons are essentially, visible to Amazon. And so people are like, well, I feel safer using rebates where, those purchases appear to be organic versus using and layering coupons where Amazon can see essentially what we're doing. So when it comes to using or not using rebates, it's really kind of a question of your risk tolerance, but they're all very kind of similar in the sense that, well, for one thing, they're all against terms of service, including the EasyBot URL and the 2-step URL, but they're still very effective. And so you have to kind of weigh risk and reward there. And I'm not going to tell you that, something is 100% safe or something's 100% legal because Amazon, right? Chris, can I use the URL on Google Ads or do I need to build a list first? So I would use the URL with like Facebook and Instagram, kind of like what I talked about, and use that for, kind of like your list building efforts. I wouldn't drive Google Ads through the EasyBot URL just because there is that kind of 2-step experience and maybe Google traffic will be freaked out by it. Can you do it? Yes. But my preferred method, if you're wanting to build a list as well, is to use Facebook ads with a chatbot campaign, and use the EasyBot URL as the call to action there so that you're building that list. If you're just taking Google ads and driving them directly to the URL, it can work, but you're not going to be building any kind of list. Urson, for the relaunch campaigns you have run, were they improved keyword ranking sustained over long term? Yes, they were. Yeah. So the key here is because ranking happens faster with this URL, you have to resist the urgency to shut off campaigns immediately after seeing results. So, if you get to page 1, position, 5, 3, 1, by day 3, you don't shut off the campaign. You leave that sucker running to maintain your rank. Amazon's rank is essentially, like, not to dumb it down, but it essentially is looking at your performance for target keywords over a 90-day period. And so the longer you rank for your target keywords, the more likely you are to stick the rank. Obviously, your product quality, your reviews, your listing, how optimized that listing is, are all going to influence rank, because eventually, if you shut off your campaign, your product has to be able to convert on its own. You have to be able to organically sustain that. But obviously, the longer you run a ranking campaign, the longer you will continue to rank. And if anybody here is in the supplement space, or what I call bloodbath categories, electronic accessories, face cream, collagen peptide powder, any of those, you will never shut off your ranking campaigns. Those suckers are going to run and need to run all the time. If you're selling vitamin C gummies or something like that, you will never stop supplementing with external traffic. All right, Andrew, are you getting the review manipulation warnings from Amazon when running rebates via ManyChat and Facebook? Been in talks with Amazon that Amazon is cracking down on the rebaters' accounts to track down sellers for sales rank and review manipulation. So no, I have not seen any of that. And could it happen? Of course, that's Amazon. Now that Amazon has updated their terms of service, they're going to start enforcing it, because they have to, and they're gonna hold up some big seller as a scapegoat, as an example, and they're gonna use that. Now, there's always paranoia and talk in this space about what Amazon is doing or not doing. So unless you are speaking with Amazon directly or somebody who's been affected directly, I would take it all as like rumor, because that's really big in this space. Can it happen? Will it happen? Yes. Have I seen any of it? No. And we run massive campaigns for huge sellers and huge aggregators. So, yeah, I will leave it at that.